Hello beauties, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. If you are new here, then my name is Mariah, also known as Live Life's Beauty, and today we are going to be doing my nails. So I have left this video in real time. Number one, to show you just how quick these nails come together, and two, because when I was learning to do nails, I actually really enjoyed watching people do their nails in real time rather than everything being sped up. So as you can see, when I first started my nails, they were very like ripped up, and most people say, oh, you know, gel is better for your nails than acrylic, blah blah blah. Well, it's not. What is best for your nails is taking anything that's on your nails off correctly. So because I am a person who, you need to do as I say, not as I do, I do pick my gel off, and it will result in that. It will result in your nails becoming thin and essentially ripping layers of your nails off. So that's what it was. So that was my nails literally being ripped off. So obviously, like I say, do as I say, not as I do. File your nails, file the product off, or soak the product off. Either way, do not rip them off. Ripping them off is just as bad as if you had acrylics and you ripped them off. So I did file my nails with a very light buffer, because when you have gel, you don't need that much adhesion, and as you can see, my nails were pretty banged up to begin with. So after I give them a file with the buffer is 100 grit buffer side is the one that I use. However, it is also very used now, it's not brand new or fresh. I go in with a 70% isopropyl alcohol wipe, and I just wipe all that dust off. Alternatively, you can wash your hands to get all that dust off, but I am lazy. Then after I've done that, I did show you the dehydrator and primer, but because I used isopropyl alcohol, it works as a dehydrator because it dries out your nails. So I personally didn't use the dehydrator, I just moved on to the primer, and I'm going to put just a nice, well, you're supposed to do a very thin coat of this on your nails, and then I'm going to leave it to dry. When you use primer, you do not want to get the primer on your skin because it can cause irritation. So when I had the builder in a bottle, I wasn't sure if you're supposed to use a base coat and then the builder in a bottle, or if the builder in the bottle is sufficient. So I decided to do a little experiment for this time around. I'm pretty sure when I was doing nails, I always used a base coat before I used the builder in a bottle, but I wanted to see if it worked just the same at home. So I will let you know at the end of the video whether you should do that or not. Spoiler alert. I'll just tell you now, you shouldn't. You should use a base coat. I did one hand with a base coat and one hand without a base coat, and whilst it's stuck and it is fine, I've only done my nails a week and they are kind of lifting from the cuticle area. So and I didn't get any on my skin because that can cause lifting. But yeah, so personally I would go for the base coat just for getting them to last a little bit longer. But when I do my builder in a bottle, I always start off with a very thin coat. You do want to start off with a thin coat so that it can cure, and then you build up from there. Again, you do not want the gel to touch any part of your skin, because if it touches your skin, it can cause lifting, and over time it can cause irritation to your skin if you're always touching your skin with any kind of products, any kind of nail products. Over time can cause irritation. So maybe you won't be allergic to it now, but if it's something that you regularly do and you're regularly doing, you can cause irritation to the skin, and by irritation I mean an allergic reaction. So once I've got them all nice and thin, I put them in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds. This product cures for 60 seconds in a LED. I always get confused because I've been doing nails that long. I believe UV is the new term and LED was back in the day. I don't know, but whatever the lamps are now, it's a 60-second cure. Then once I've done that, I do go 2 nails at a time with this step, and I just build it up a little bit thicker. So I'm just building it up, and I'm just putting like blobs of gel where I think the gel should go, and then I'm smoothing it out. You do want to make it kind of smooth from the get-go. You don't really want it to be lumpy and bumpy, because you're going to have a harder time when it comes towards filing your nails to get that shape back, whereas this is just polished. So essentially we're just building up layers. So I just want it to go a bit quicker. That's why I'm just blobbing it on and then smoothing it out. But if you are new to nails and you don't really know that technique, or it's going too like dips and valleys, then just keep painting it on. It's not a thing of, oh, I've put 4 layers on, that's too much. It's a sense of just keep building it up until your nails are as strong as you would like them. So with me, when I come around the cuticle area and the side area, I do use a thin brush just to make sure I'm getting that gel right in the creases without touching my skin, where a big brush cannot. And then I think I had some fluff on my nail, so I'm just literally like building that up. And as you can see, as we're getting more and more layers, the hue of my nails is becoming a little bit more pink, because this builder in a bottle is very sheer, but I just like it so much. I think it's so cute. It's like the perfect base colour for a nail, in my opinion. One thing I will say as well is, when you're doing your nails, I would do one hand at a time. I wouldn't paint one hand and then go and paint the other hand, because the gel is sticky and you want to build up the layers. And the more you're swipping, chopping and changing hands, everything is going to stick to that gel in the other hand while you're working, or while you're touching the desk or the table, and that's going to result in obviously things sticking onto your nail. So I would work one hand at a time. I know it might seem like, oh my gosh, that's really long, but if you don't want to get bits all over your nails and you don't want to be literally fighting for your life, I suggest doing one hand at a time. I also do my thumb last, so I do all of my 4 fingers with the gel top coat with the builder in a bottle. I then wipe off the sticky layer, then I do my thumb, then I wipe off the sticky layer, and then I file all my nails together. I do not do my thumb with my nails, because your thumb is sidewards. So when you put your hand flat on a table, you'll notice that your thumb is to the side. That means that all the gel will run down into your cuticle area. Well, it's not really a cuticle, your side walls, that's it. Come on, Mariah, you can do it. Your side walls. So I'm just showing you here that when I did the final wipe to get that sticky layer off, I had to use my 99% isopropyl alcohol, because the 70% wipes were not getting the sticky layer off. So that is just something to note. Sorry about my voice, guys. It's currently 1 o'clock in the morning. So yes, I had to wipe off the tacky layer using 99% isopropyl alcohol. I usually use 99% anyway. Like I said, I am a nail technician. I do have these products already. However, I have a lot of the 70% wipes from when I was doing press on nails and mailing out kits, so I'm going to obviously use them up. So once I have wiped all of my nails and the sticky layer is completely off, your nail should not have any tack. If your nails are tacky or sticky, or they feel a bit like, oh, this doesn't feel like completely just not like a normal nail, then you need to wipe it off, because when you file, you will damage your file and everything will stick to your file. Gel is very sticky and we need to wipe the stickiness off. But it's good for when you're building up layers, because it helps gel stick to itself. But once you're finished and you've built it up to your desired effect, then please wipe the sticky layer off. Make sure the sticky layer is completely off. When I was using the 70% alcohol for this brand, it was not off, so I had to switch to my 100% isopropyl alcohol. So if you're doing your nails and it's still a bit sticky, then that could be a reason why you need to make sure that you are wiping it completely off with a higher percentage alcohol, or you might not have cured your nails for long enough and your nails might not be fully dry, so you might have to cure them again. Those are the two reasons of why your nails could be tacky. So now we are moving on to shaping. I told you guys this is coming really, really quickly. Again, I'm just giving you all the facts and all the information, guys. So because this is gel is very soft, so we do not want to go in with a 80 grit like normal hand file or anything very super rough, because you're only shaping it, and with gel it takes very, very minimal effort. So once I've got it to my desired effects, I always use 100 grit buffer side. I'm just wiping it off, and you can see there how I'm literally just wiping all the dust away, and then the nails become quite shiny, and then they go back to being dull again. Alternatively, you can wash your hands at this stage, because you are going to move on to the design portion, and you do kind of want to make sure that your hands are dust free. I also switch out my paper at this time, because I do not want any dust from my paper obviously going into my nail design. Now you can see that I did not wash my hands, because you could clearly see the dust on my hands. However, I'm lazy. So I decided for this design I wanted to, you know, have a bit of blingy nails. Well, not blingy, something a bit different. So I decided to whip out my nail foils. Guys, these are very old school. I have so much nail foils, nail transfers. Well, this would be called a transfer, not a foil. But I have McCart nail foil glue, and what I'm going to do is put that on my nails in small patches. You want to make sure it's very thin, guys, because I did make the mistake on my other hand of kind of blobbing it on, because I am right-handed. So when I was doing my left hand, it kind of blobs, and they are blobs, like they're raised, and I did not want that. So with this, you want to make sure that it's thin, and I literally just press it on in patches. I've never had a good time of getting a foil or a nail transfer to stick on my complete nail and not have any defects. To this day, I'm yet to be able to do that. So I just went with the patches route, and I just kind of put it on where I wanted, and I was just like, at first I just wanted it at the top, but it wasn't looking good at the top, so I added more to the bottom, and then I pressed it, and then I pressed in some gold foil. Now I literally just pressed it on, and I'm not sure if you can see it right now because I can't see it, but it does come up. So you just want to make sure you get the patches, and wherever it's still sticky, it will stick. So if you say didn't cover everything, then you do need to kind of top coat it, because if you touched anything again, it would stick to that, because it is sticky and tacky. So once I've gone in with the gold, I was like, oh, I kind of like this. Now granted, this gold isn't as shiny, but it was what I had, and I didn't really have time to go digging about in my stash because I was limited on my time. So I literally just thought, okay, let me just add a little bit more of a design, and I'm just going in with my McCart nail foil glue. It's not a nail foil glue, it's obviously a gel polish, but it acts as a glue, and I'm just going in there, picking which section of the design I want to use, and then putting it on my nail. And then obviously after I've done the colourful part, I'm going in with the gold. So literally I don't think there's any more to say right about now. So I will let some music play for literally about 5 seconds and then I will come back to you guys. So once that is done, there is no need to cure it because it's already like cured from when you first stuck it on. So it's literally top coat time. So I'm top coating this with my Era gel polish. What I will say about nail transfers is that because the top is really shiny, the polish does have a hard time sticking. So I go over with 2 coats. I've currently had my nails for about a week, and at the edges of some nails the top coat has chipped away. So I don't know if I made the top coat too thick. I don't know if I didn't make it thick enough. I don't know. But what I will say is, to prevent that in the future, what I will do is I will go over the top of them with a base coat first. So a gel polish base coat, and then I will go over it with a top coat. So the base coat will just kind of act as like a sealant, and then the top coat will obviously be the shiny top coat. So I will try that out. But also I do a lot with my hands. I do a lot of scratching as well. I do a lot of scratching, so that could also add to why that has happened at the top. So I think as well I did do 2 coats of the top coat. So here I'm just deciding on what tip colour I want. I wanted to do a little French tip, so I took out these 2 colours, but I didn't end up liking any of them. I think I do test them out just so you can see them next to each other. I do this quite often when I just want to see what a colour looks like. I just put it on my nail out of the bottle. I do not cure it, because as long as you do not cure it, you can literally just get your isopropyl alcohol and wipe it away and move on to the next design. Obviously, if you do it and you cure it, then and you realise then you don't like it, it's a lot more work. So I always just test out the colour on my nail, and then I go from there as to whether I like it or not. I don't know if I ended up using that pink. I think I ended up using the pink on my pinky finger, or I may have even used a completely different pink. I'm not sure. We will see in a minute. Yep, I used the pink from the little pinky finger. So when I do my French tips, I literally just draw a line across my nails, or as you can see here, I do like to start from the side walls. So I start from the side walls and I kind of just get a V shape going, and then once the V shape is kind of established, I then just start to go around the tip of my nail and make a arch to my desired look. I do like a deep French. A deep French is when the deep French is when you have a shorter amount of polish towards the top. So the French is deeper. It's not so rounded of a French. It's more like a curve French. I don't even know if that makes sense, but basically what I'm doing here would be classed as a deep French. Even then, however, it's still quite rounded. I don't believe I made any sense there, but I'm trying, guys, I'm trying. So as always with gel polish, you do want to wipe it off your skin. If it gets onto your skin, please wipe it off as best as you can. Obviously when you're doing your own nails though, it's inevitable that you're probably going to have some gel polish somewhere on your skin where it's not supposed to be. But also, if you have gel polish on your skin, especially any of the like bases, then, and when I mean bases, I mean like the builder in a bottle or a base coat. When you put it in the lamp, it can actually burn your skin. Like as it's curing onto your skin, and that can send your skin a heat spike. So I'm just going to put my nails in the lamp, and what I will say about that is you can see the light there when it turns blue. Please, please, please move your gel polishes away from that because that light itself can actually cure your gel polishes. Say if I left my brush out of the bottle facing up and I did that, I would potentially cure the polish that was on that brush and it would become hardened. So please move your polishes out the way of the light. Obviously I'm very fortunate that that didn't happen, and the bottles, they do have like a coating, so ultimately they it's to block the light, but you just want to be safe than sorry. So I always go over gel polish with 2 coats just to really intensify that colour. These gel polishes, some of them, the brand that I'm using is Aerogel, and they are very, very pigmented. So not all of them need this because it can end up being too bulky. But because I'm drawing on the French, I'm drawing on the French, it can go a bit streaky as to where I'm drawing. So I don't know if it's this nail, but I don't know if you can see on that pointer finger, that V, the French is gone a bit wonky. You'll see me clear that up in a minute and just reconnect it. So obviously just take your time and go as slow as you need to. Frenchies, they can be quite difficult when you start off because they have to kind of be as symmetric as you can make them. So once one section is a bit wonky, it's inevitable to happen. But in order for me to see what I'm doing clearly, I do like to put my hand on the desk and kind of go from there. I do view my nails from all sections, so I'll put my nails on the desk, I'll look at it, I'll hold it up to me, facing me in not a fist motion, but when you have your hand, you close your hand and the nails facing you, and then I will have my nails open and I will face my palm away from me, and I will look at them from that angle just to make sure that it's looking okay to me at every angle. Because when you show people your nails, you kind of show them your nails face down, so you can even do that and be like, oh, if I was showing somebody my nails, that's the view that they're going to see. Does this look wonky or crooked? So once I have perfected my French as best as I could, I'm not sure there if I was cleaning it up or if I was drawing it. Sorry guys, I was chatting away and I missed what I was even doing. But obviously you can do that. You can use isopropyl alcohol on a little brush just to clean away any gel polish that is on the nail that's not looking too hot. But obviously you don't want it saturated. You want to kind of dry that out. Not dry it out, but you want to make sure it's not wet or pooling, because then obviously it's going to drip into the gel polish and you can wipe away your French. Some people do that, so they'll draw a line and then they'll use the brush with isopropyl alcohol and they'll draw in their French. Some people do it that way. So there we are guys, I am onto the top coat now. I do believe I do 2 coats of this top coat as well on the Frenchies, and I'm just smoothing it out and curing it for 60 seconds. And with the top coat, I'm using my small brush to get into my cuticle area just so that it's nice and shiny without touching my skin, and that just helps it to get as close as I can without it touching my skin. I do believe guys we are at the end of the video, so I'm going to show you my nails in 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for watching guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to live life's beauty, because life is beautiful and it's out there waiting to be lived by you. Hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye.